trying to make your chameleon trust you in captivity can be difficult sometimes, but most of the time, your chameleon can be easy to tame. But we just have to learn your chameleon's body language, and we have to do some certain things like hand feeding to allow your chameleon to trust you, because most of the time, chameleons only see you as a person or a thing that has food most of the time. So, hi, I'm Owen, and we're going to talk about in this video how to make your chameleon trust you the proper way. Here we go. The first steps of training your chameleon to trust you can be difficult. Like, we have to understand their body language to ensure that they don't get too stressed while we're trying to do different things to make them trust us. For example, you can try to make your chameleon trust you by hand feeding. It will allow them to get more used to your hands because you're just holding out your hand like this with the insect feeder on your palm or your fingers. But most of the time, some chameleons, like my veiled chameleon, for example, do not like people at all. Even if I try the ways of trying to make him trust me, they still don't work. He may take a few bugs from my hand, but weeks or days later, he still gets mad at me. So some chameleons might just not like people in general, and that's okay. They're not a pet that's going to be is not going to be wanting to be constantly held. Now, if a chameleon fully trusts you, and whenever you walk into the room, they kind of perk up. They're not going to be wagging their tail as soon as you walk in, but whenever you walk past the cage or just step up to their cage, they might go to the front. That's what my panther chameleon does, because he trusts me. I can hold out my hand in this cage and he'll just crawl into my hand on his own. I don't have to do anything. Just hold out my hand and he does his thing. But again, some chameleons will just do not like people in general, and again, that is okay. Now, there isn't just hand feeding that we can do. We can also try cup feeding, and cup feeding is mostly used by just getting some hooks and hanging it on a branch or a vine, for example. But what I mean by cup feeding is we hold the cup, because they'll also get used to our hands this way, and they just come down on a branch and just start grabbing some bugs. Now, this may take a while for your chameleon to actually get adjusted and start to trust you, because this sad thing is about chameleons is they'll never love you. They don't feel that way, and that might feel a bit upsetting to chameleon owners that did not know that, but chameleons will never love you. You may love them back, which I hope you do, but they will never love us back, because all they see us as is a thing that has food. That's all. And also a thing that they can climb on. That's all they see us as. They see us as a trusted thing they can climb on and a thing that gives them food. That's really the only way they see us as. So, I've successfully had chameleons warm up to me, but again, my veiled chameleon does not like me or any other people at all. But the only time I only ever get to hold him is he's climbing on the door and he needs to get off, and that's where he starts to be nice. So I call him sweet and sour, because sometimes he's nice and sometimes he's not. And again, it's okay that your chameleon doesn't want to come to you. It's not the end of the world, and it doesn't mean it's impossible to tame them. It just means that they might not be in the mood. So definitely, it's not impossible to try to make your chameleon trust you. It's definitely worth a shot, We just have to understand certain things like body language to ensure that we are not stressing them out, because stress can cause multiple different things like diseases and illnesses if we aren't careful, and which can just leave a door open for the bacteria or whatever to walk through and cause some signs. So there are multiple different things we can do to try to make our chameleon trust us. Really, hand feeding and cup feeding are really the only ways you can try to make your chameleon trust you, because they're getting used to your hands. That's a main big thing, because most of the time your hands are larger than them, so it's best that they get used to your hands. Yeah, they get used to your hands, so that it's better that they get used to your hands. You can also try, like I said, with my pamper chameleon, I just stick out my hand whenever I open this cage if he wants to. That's the main thing. If your chameleon wants to come out, let them. If your chameleon wants to come onto your hand, let them. But we never force a chameleon out of the cage, because if you like pull them, like you have their two little feet on your fingers, and you try to pull them up, that could do some damage, and you don't know it. Like, it can hurt their little feet. And we never pry their feet off a branch, because that could also hurt their feet. You can accidentally bend the feet a little bit and you don't know it, and it can cause a little bruising there, or this causes some issues in general. So like what I do with my pamper, he trusts me enough that I can stick out my hand and he crawls into my hand on his own. And now for my veiled chameleon, like I said, if I stick out my hand, he tries to bite it, or just hisses at my hand, or just gets mad in general. But my Jackson's chameleon, he's kind of shy, so he just runs away. And the Jackson's chameleons are not really a chameleon that should be handled, but it's definitely worth a shot to try to make a Jackson's chameleon trust you, but it's not really recommended. My Jackson's chameleon is kind of warming up to me. He's kind of maybe 30%, but like my pamper, he's like 100%. He gets not excited, but he perks up whenever I walk up or walk past his cage. So, also, we never approach our chameleons from up above, because if this is your hand and this is your chameleon, if you're trying to get them like this, then it can cause some stress on them. Because if you approach them like this with your hand, they'll only see you as a predator, which will make them only not trust you even more, and of course cause stress. So, ways to properly make your chameleon trust you, and if you want your chameleon by simply sticking out your hand and letting them crawl onto your hand, then I would suggest practicing hand feeding, cup feeding. Cup feeding shouldn't be too hard. Maybe the hard thing is sticking out your hand, because you might have to wait there for a bit, and of course your hand might get tired from just sitting there. And of course we have to be patient with this reptile, because it takes time. So you just have to be really patient with these reptiles, and of course the sticking out your hand. So those are 3 ways I would suggest trying for your chameleon to trust you. And of course, again, your chameleon might just not like people in general, or just might get mad at you. That's completely fine. Like, even if you try all these tactics for weeks and they still act up, then it's okay. It simply means that your chameleon might just not like people in general, or otherwise. So I think that's all I have for today for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's see if we can get at least to 20 subscribers. I know there's not much subscribers on this channel. There's a tunnel followers on my TikTok page, because I mostly engage with that account instead. But if you're new to this channel, go check out my TikTok channel or TikTok page. It's right here. It's Chameleon Den. Just uploaded the video. Check out my latest videos. I do some great information on there too. Just kind of some daily chameleon content. I post my chameleons. I do some advice. So yeah, go check out my TikTok page, and see if we can get this account more famed up. I don't know if it's famed a word, but fame is, but famed up, I don't know. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and goodbye.